You
there.
would find it funny if I could.
So on this next song, I don't really get nervous a lot of times on stage, but when I introduce this next song, I get, it's not a hesitancy, it's just I want to be just real careful as I set up this next song. And I don't want to freak anybody out, but I just want to be as honest as I can. And I'm just talking to believers and unbelievers tonight. And I know a lot of unbelievers were like, oh crap. And I just want you to know, I know how that feels. And I don't like that feeling, and I can relate with you. But this next song I'm gonna sing, it's a simple title. It's just called Craig. And I just, basically, what's insane, that it's just so insane that I get to sing this song every night, because I was not a believer just a few years ago, and I didn't really believe transformation occurred in people. I would have said Jesus was not real. I know that's crazy, but that's the way I was. And this guy named Craig, I met him at a church, and his wife, Craig's wife, her name is Laura, and she invited Lainey to a church that I didn't want to be at. And I thought we were kind of done with that church hunting phase of our marriage. And Lainey was like, hey, I want to visit this church. It was called Redeeming Grace. I was an alcoholic at the time. I was working at Costco. Wasn't none of this on the horizon at all. Fancy Light didn't exist. Lois didn't even exist, I don't think. And so this was like square one. Wasn't no reason to love on me. I had nothing to offer you except a lot of broken dreams and alcoholism. And we had 100 kids and no money. So that wasn't really going for us. We weren't that appealing. But I walk in this church, and this guy named Craig, he just shakes my hand, and he says, man, I'm glad you're here. And the reason just those simple words, glad you're here, meant so much to me is because I was drunk when I walked in that place on a Saturday night. I know that he already knew I was not a believer. And just had I don't want to be here written all over this part of our faith. I mean, I just did not want to be there. And I was like, I'm going to show that I don't want to be here. But he was super kind. He shook my hand. And what's funny is like the way he related to me and my family, the way he opened his home to us, the way he involved his life in my life. He came to shows. He came to kids' baseball games. He did all kinds of stuff in our nitty-gritty, nasty life. With no hesitation, and just unconditionally loved on us, to the point where one night we had one car that we had a Honda Accord, and Craig shows up at my son's baseball game with the keys and the title to his own minivan, and he gets out of his car. I know, crazy. I know. Here's to giving free cars away. He's like Ellen DeGeneres, but so totally not Ellen DeGeneres. So he shows up at my son's baseball game, and you would think I was grateful, but I wasn't. I was angry. I didn't like Christians. I didn't even like that I liked Craig. I didn't want to take the van, because by taking the van, that meant I needed the van, and I didn't want to tell anybody I needed anything. And that night, I know for a fact, right that night, it might have been God speaking to me through Craig, but Craig looks at me in the eye and he says, man, somebody did this for me once, just let me do this for you. And that gave me permission to need help. And so I took the car. I know, it's crazy. I took the car home. Finally, honestly, my daughter Leela was like, Dad, just take the car. And so I took the car home. I know, let's hear it for Leela. And then, so I take the car home, and I didn't ever know how to thank Craig. He would come over to our house for dinner and stuff, and I'd be like, man, thanks for the car. And I would be like, man, that just doesn't cut it for a car, And I was like, I'm gonna write him a song. And then I was like, man, that's weird. What dude writes a dude a song, And so, but I still kept working on the song. And basically, I thought I was super clever, y'all, because if you listen to the song, Craig, it doesn't say the name Jesus, but I knew Christians would love the song. And I was like, but I was being honest. In the song it says, man, you know, he can't turn water into wine, but dude might actually know someone who does. And I know that that was true. That's all I do in my songs is tell the truth. So it's funny, I have it documented where in a human being, I saw the light of Christ so much that I was curious that Jesus existed. And so over the next couple years, I met Christ myself. Now there's a believer's version of the song. And I'm just humbled to be able to tell this story each night. Craig and I actually just finished a book called Glad You're Here. And it comes out May 3rd, and I think it's like #1 in whatever category it's already in. Pre-order it. So if you want to go make it stay #1, let's go. But honestly, no lie, I don't think it's any accident you're here, and I think this is why you're here. I think all the other fun stuff just got you here. So please listen to this song, Craig. Here we go. Thanks for listening to my